Hello, this is Mr. Ahmed and today we'll do lesson 2.12, the last lesson on chapter 2. It's solve multi-step problems using equations. And our essential question is, how can you present and solve multi-step problems using equations? Okay, so let's unlock the problem. Grace Mary's computer has 3 hard drives with 64 gigabytes of space each, and 2 hard drives with 16 gigabytes of space each. The files on her computer use 78 gigabytes of space. How much hard drive space does her computer have left? So underline the important information. Okay, so her computer has 3 hard drives with 64 gigabytes and 2 hard drives with 16 gigabytes. And the files on her computer use 78 gigabytes. Okay, and we need to know how much hard drive space does her computer have left. Okay, so we need to know the total gigabytes, or the total number of gigabytes her computer has, and we shall subtract the 78 gigabytes that the files of her computer has. Okay, so step number 1, we'll find how much hard drive space is on 3 hard drives with 64 gigabytes of space each. So these are 64 gigabytes hard drives. We have 3 of them. We can call the total space n. We'll give it a name n. Okay, so 3 hard drives each is 64 gigabytes. It means 3 times 64 to know the total in the 3 hard drives. So 3 times 64, we can do it like this, like in the past lesson. So 64 up and 3 down. So 3 times 4, it's 12. So write 2 down and 1 up. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Actually, you can make it while it's horizontal like this. You multiply 3 times 4 and 3 times 6. So 3 times 4 is 12, so I write 2 and 1 up. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1, 19. Okay, we don't have to copy it again. Okay, so step number 2, we have 2 hard drives with 16 gigabytes each. Okay, so 2 hard drives each is 16. So we can call it another letter. Let's call it letter P. So 2 hard drives each is 16 gigabytes. So we'll have to multiply 2 by 16. So multiply 2 by 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. So I write 2 down and 1 up. Now 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So 32 gigabytes for the 2 hard drives of 16 gigabytes each. Now let's get the total of gigabytes that the hard drives, all of the hard drives, the 5 hard drives. So we have 3 hard drives, each is 64, so the total of them is 192. And the total of the 16 gigabytes hard drives is 32. So if we add all of them, we will get the total space for the 5 hard drives. So let's call it A. Okay, so these are names that I can give them N, B, and A. You can use any letters if you want. Okay, so here we will add the 192 plus the 32. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 9 plus 3, it's a 12. So I write 2 down and 1 up. Now 1 plus 1 is 2 plus nothing. It's 2. So 224, this is the total space of all of the hard drives. Okay, she has files that they are 78 gigabytes. So we can subtract them from the total space to know how much space left. Okay, so this is the total space the 224. We shall subtract the 78 from them to know what is left. We can call it y. So 224 minus 78. So 4 minus 8, it can't be. So we'll borrow from the 2. The 2 will be 1, the 4 will be 14. Now 14 minus 8 is 6. 1 minus 7, we can't. So we'll borrow from the other 2. The 2 will be 1. And this one will be 11. So 11 minus 7 is 4. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So it's 146 gigabytes. So Chris Mary has 146 gigabytes of hard drive space left on her computer. Okay, so what we did again, we have 3 hard drives, each is 64. So we multiply 3 by 64, which is 192. We have 2 hard drives, each is 16. So 2 times 16 is 32. So we added the 192 plus the 32 to get the total space, which is 224. So we subtract the 78 from it. These are the files on your computer. So we have 146 space left. Okay, let's get the next page. We are still on the same problem. So we have something here called order of operations. Okay, so the order of operations is a special set of rules that gives the order in which calculations are done in an expression. So first, we have to multiply and divide from left to right. Then we can add and subtract also from left to right. Okay, so let's look here to see what the order of information means. This is 3 times 64. We're still in the same problem. So these are the 3 times 64. The 3 hard drives, or each is 64, plus 2 times 16, the 2 hard drives, each is 16, and minus, we subtract from them the 78. And we can call this all equals to n. N is the missing number, the answer. So here we should have some rules that can control this. So if I put this at any scientific calculator, we can get the same answer. So the calculator does this. When it sees multiplication or division and addition or subtraction in the same problem, it will do the multiplication first. It will do 3 times 64. And it will do 2 times 16. And after it is done from all the multiplication and division, it will start adding and subtraction. And all of this from left to right. Okay, so it won't add the 64 plus 2. No, it won't. If it has multiplication or division, it will do it first. Okay, if they are on the same problem. Okay, so we'll do it like this. We have here multiplication and subtraction in the same problem. So we can't subtract until we finish the multiplication or division. Okay, so here we have multiplication. So we have to do 3 times 64 first. We do it from left to right. So 3 times 64, as we did it up, 3 times 64, it was 192. So I write here 192. So 192 is instead of the 3 times 64. So the rest of the problem, I should write it again. Plus 2 times 16 minus 78 equal n. So I write it all again. So plus 2 times 16 minus 78 equals n. Now let's hide the first line and look at the new one. The new one is 192 plus 2 times 16 minus 78. We still have multiplication here. We still have multiplication, 2 times 16. Okay, so we can't add or subtract until we finish this multiplication. Okay, so 2 times 16, I'll do it first. but anything else I should write it in its place. So 192 is the first thing I should write it. Plus 2 times 16 is this space. And minus 78 equals n. So what I should write here is 2 times 16. As we did it before, it was 32. Okay, so 2 times 16 is 32. Now we have plus and minus. We have addition and subtraction. We can do it now from left to right. So don't do 32 minus 78. Actually, you can't do it. Okay, so you start by 192 plus 32 first. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 9 plus 3 is 12. 2 and 1 up. Now 1 plus 1 is 2 plus nothing is 2. So 224 minus 78, which actually we did it 146. Okay, so let's solve more in order to understand it. Okay, so use the order of operation. Here we are in the share and show. Use the order of operations to find the value of n. Okay, we have a similar problem here. We have multiplication plus multiplication minus a number equals n. So what we will do? We will do multiplication first. So we will do this part, 5 times 17. Okay, we can do it like this. We don't have to write the 17 up and the 5 down. So multiply 5 times 7, which is 35. So I write 5 and carry up 3. Now 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3, it's 8. So we multiplied the 5 times 17, which is 85. So anything else, I should write it at its order. Okay, so I should write 5 times 20 minus 32 equals n. Okay, now we have, don't look at the first line, look at the second line, the new one. 85 plus 5 times 20 minus 32 equals n. So we still have a multiplication here. So we shall do it first, and anything else we should write it in its order. So I write the 85 and plus 5 times 20, I should write it here. Minus 32, I write it here. Now we do 5 times 20. So 5 times 20, you can do it like this. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, now we have a plus and minus only. So now we can do it from left to right. So 85 plus 100 is 185 minus the 32. Okay, so now 5 minus 2 is 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So the answer is 153. Okay, let's solve more. Okay, find the value of n. Okay, here we have also 3 times 22. We have 7 times 41 and minus 24 equal n. Okay, so as we said, we will do the multiplication first. Okay, so you can do it with me like this, guys. So the plus and the minus, I can't do them now. Okay, so you can do it by this way if you want. So the plus and minus, I can't do them now. So I can do the multiplication first. And I can do it in one step, okay? So 3 times 22, let's use another color. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times the other 2 is 6. So 3 times 22 is 66. And we can also make 7 times 41. So 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. And minus the 24. All of this equals n. Now we have a plus and minus question. Okay, so let's add first. Let's add first because the addition comes first. Okay, so who comes first? If it's minus first, I should do minus first. So 6 plus 7 is 13, so 3 down, 1 up. Now 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 8, 15, so I write 5 down, and 1 up. We don't have anything, I can carry it on the 2, so 1 plus 2 is 3, so 353 minus 24 equals n. So now we can get the n. So let's change the color. 3 minus 4, it can't, so we borrow from the 5. The 5 will be 4, the 3 will be 13. Now 13 minus 4 is 9. I can write it here, this is the answer. 4 minus 2 is 2, and 3 minus nothing is 3, so 329. Okay, let's solve more so you can understand more. Okay, so here 4 times 34 plus 6 times 40 minus 66 equals n. So we have a multiplication here, plus and minus, and equals n. So I can write the plus again and the minus again. Okay, let's zoom a little bit. Okay, and equals n. Okay, so we'll do the 4 times the 34 and we'll do the 6 times 40, and we will leave the 66 for now. Okay, so what we have, the space what we have here is for the multiplication. Okay, so now 4 times 4 is 16, so I can write 6 down and 1 up. Now 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. The other one, 6 times 0 is 0, 6 times 4 is 24. So now we have a plus and minus problem. So 136 plus 240, 6 plus 0 is 6, 3 plus 4 is 7, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So 376 minus 66 equals n. Now we can see what equals n. We will do the minus. So 6 minus 6 is 0, 7 minus 6 is 1, 3 minus nothing is 3, so 310. Okay, number 4. Okay, we have 2 times 62 plus 8 times 22 minus 53 equals n. Okay, so we can do the same. We write the plus, we write the minus, we left a space for the 2 multiplications. Minus 53 equals n. Okay, so let's fill the blanks. Here 2 times 62, so 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 6 is 12. Now 8 times 22, 8 times 2 is 16, so I write 6 here and 1 up. Now 8 times the other 2 is 16, 16 plus 1 is 17. So now let's add, then subtract, because here we have addition and subtraction. We'll do it from left to right. Okay, so 124 plus 176. 4 plus 6 is 10, so 0, 1 up. Now 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 7 is 10 again, so 0, 1 up, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, so it's 300 minus 53 equals n. Now 300 minus 53, 0 minus 3 it can't. We can't borrow from the next 0, we'll borrow from the 3. So the 3 will be 2. This 0 will be 10, but it will give to the next 0, so it will be 9. And this 0 will be 10. So now 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 2 minus nothing is 2. So as you can see, guys, when you just do the 2 multiplications, it became a plus and minus problem. So here we have also 6 times 13 plus 9 times 34 minus 22 equals n. So we can leave a space for the 613 plus a space for the 9 times 34 minus 22 equals n. So 6 times 13, we can do 6 times 3 is 18, so write 8 and 1 up. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now 9 times 34, 9 times 4 is 36, so I can write 6 and carry up 3. And now 9 times 3 is 27, 27 plus 3 is 30. So now 78 plus 306 minus 22 equals n. So now plus and minus question. So we can do it from left to right. So here 8 plus 6 is 14. So I write 4, 1 up. Now 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 0 is 8. And nothing plus 3 is 3. Minus 22 equals n. Okay, so now 384 minus 22. 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 minus nothing is 3. Okay, guys, hope you understand this lesson. You have to practice more. You can write the same problems and try to solve it by your own with a paper and pencil. Okay, hope you enjoyed this session. Have a nice day and goodbye.